This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
17 News at Noon begins on Stormwatch.
Right now at noon, the first major winter storm of the season is pounding our drought-stricken area, and it is not letting us down. And the worst part of it may be on the horizon. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Alex Fisher. It has been a busy morning as this much advertised storm brings us rain and now snow to Kern County. That is why we have issued a pinpoint weather alert for today, and we have all angles of this storm covered for you. 17's Chris Burton is live in Bakersfield talking about some of the tips that you need to know and some of the road conditions around Kern County. And our Maddie Jansen is live at home in Tehachapi. It is snowing, and she's going to talk about the cold conditions up there. Also talking about the possibility of the 58 and the Grapevine closing later today. But we begin with Chief Forecaster Kevin Charette, who has been very busy all day today tracking this storm. Kev, you talked about it. You said it was going to hit later this morning and into the afternoon. Sure enough, it has.
Yeah, it is starting to really come down up in the mountain locations, and it all started last night. Remember, we talked about the strong winds would be first and the rain, and then, yes, the mountain snow. Bakersfield had a wind gust of 46. The peak of the Grapevine, 82, 48 in Pine Mountain Club, Tehachapi. Wind gust at 54 in Bear Valley Springs at 56. So definitely had some winds out there before the rain arrived. And again, here's a look at the satellite and radar, and we're still seeing heavy rain here in the valley, and now that rain has turned over to snow into our Kern County mountains. We do have the winter storm warning still in place until midnight tonight, and then also that wind advisory out in the desert until 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're going to send it over to Maddie Jansen. She has a live report for us. She's been having a little bit of a signal breakup here. It's snowing hard, so I can understand that. Maddie, how's it looking out there? Hopefully your signal will clear up here.
I am live from my backyard in these almost near whiteout conditions. We have got a lot of snow coming down. It has just been transformed into a winter wonderland in about 1 hour's time. As you mentioned, it started snowing just before 11 o'clock. And even though it was incredibly wet out here because of all the rain we got this morning, my gauge says just about 0.15 of an inch that came down before it turned to snow. It started sticking almost immediately. Yeah, so you quite a bit of pileup already. That is why it is so important that you leave early. Take it much slower than you normally would and give yourself a lot of extra following distance in this kind of weather. I nearly hydroplaned several times. So you need to be careful. CHP has several tips. They say in winter weather, some things to keep in mind if you do plan to head over our mountain summits or passes. Have a full tank of gas. I did that this morning. I filled up. I have a full tank of gas. And of course, just be slower on the roads. Give yourself a lot of extra following distance so you can stop, because you're not going to stop as fast as you normally. And if you're installed in your vehicle, stay inside of your car and try to conserve your fuel while staying warm inside. So yeah, we have got a lot of snow coming down here in the Tehachapi area. It's just dumping right now. Visibility on the roads is not great. I went and took a little drive around, so make sure you use your headlights and just be safe out there. And again, call 1-800-GAS-ROADS before you head out, because we're not sure what conditions are going to look like later this afternoon, but I will have a live report tonight at 5 as well. I'll send it back to you guys.
Thanks, Maddie. Yeah, a little signal breakage, but it's probably because of all the weather that she's seen up that way. But yeah, it went from rain to snow, and it's going to be coming down the rest of the day.
Let's turn things over to Chris Burton. He's been live this morning all day long talking about the weather conditions around town. And Chris, it is starting to pick up once again where you are. And I know it has been a very busy morning for drivers, even around town.
Yeah, Alex, the storm has certainly been making itself known in Kern County this morning, and especially right here in Bakersfield. Drivers should be extra aware on the roads this morning. We've seen a lot of wind overnight. We've seen trees knocked down. We've seen, branches and debris in the roadway. But today, the concern is definitely that precipitation. It's been raining all morning, and experts warn the roads may be tricky, urging drivers to stay alert and keep their eyes on the road.
You never want to be out there driving in wet weather if you're drowsy, if you're distracted, or even if you're upset about something. Your number one focus needs to be on the road ahead and getting to and from your destination safely.
Shoup also warned drivers to stay away from areas of heavy flooding. We've already heard mention of some areas of heavy flooding in and around Bakersfield, and especially on the 99. And we're seeing a number of crashes this morning as well, including one fatal accident up north. CHP says weather conditions likely played a role in those crashes. Earlier today, a rock slide forced a closure of Highway 178. Those lanes have since opened back up, but again, we are still in the early goings of this storm, and things are likely going to get worse as the day continues. Our 17 storm team will have coverage of this storm throughout today and into tomorrow, but until then, live in Bakersfield, Chris Burton, 17 News.
And the wet weather forced Six Flags Magic Mountain to close today. If you bought a ticket, don't worry. Theme park officials say those tickets for today will be valid throughout the end of the year. And you can stay with 17 News for the latest on this storm on our website, kget.com. You can also follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And when weather hits Kern County, we want to know about it. And if it is safe to do so, you can snap a picture or video and email it to us at 17news@kget.com. And don't forget to download our 17 News app to get our alerts sent directly to your phone. We've been sending a few just today, and you can find it on our website, kget.com.
Hello, this is Tim Callahan with Clinica Sierra Vista, and we're excited to unveil the Community Health Center of the Future, our comprehensive care center. It's located right across the street from Memorial Hospital. We have every service under one roof, from family medicine, OBGYN care, dental services for adults and children, behavioral health, and much more. So find your way to better care at Clinica Sierra Vista this year at our comprehensive care center. Visit our website, clinicasierravista.org, for the latest on this project. We'll see you soon.
Meantime, in your 17 Crime Watch, a standoff in southwest Bakersfield lasted for the better part of 5 hours yesterday before coming to an end late last night.
Please exit the residence with your hands up and arms. You have the building surrounded. You're not leaving.
According to the sheriff's office, the standoff began around 6 o'clock last night. Deputies responded to an attempted armed robbery on South Real Road near Apache Avenue. Deputies surrounded an apartment and tried to make contact with the suspect, but were unsuccessful. The standoff eventually came to an end around 11 o'clock last night, but it's unclear if anyone was taken into custody. Kern Public Health yesterday confirmed 278 new cases of COVID-19 and 4 new deaths today. More than 1,800 people have died since the beginning of the pandemic, and tens of thousands of infections have been confirmed since the COVID-19 vaccine became widely available to everyone in our area. State data shows 121 people are in the hospital with more severe symptoms of the virus. 33 more are in the ICU. Starting tomorrow, you'll need to wear a mask in indoor public spaces regardless of your vaccination status. State health officials made the announcement yesterday. The mandate applies to restaurants, grocery stores, and other indoor areas. The new rules are due to a 47% increase in COVID-19 cases across the state since Thanksgiving, with more concerns over another winter surge. The mask mandate is only a month, but health officials say they'll reevaluate the situation next month. Airlines is expanding its flight service to more towns across the western United States. Based out of Reno, Nevada, the service has nonstop flights to Bakersfield as well as other destinations in California and the West Coast. Now they're adding new flights to Spokane, Washington and Palm Springs. The airline has also extended its bookable flight schedule through May 31st. AHA says this extension gives customers the chance to purchase the gift of travel and plan springtime getaways. Well, the clock is ticking when it comes to shipping out those holiday gifts for them to arrive on time for Christmas. The Postal Service says first-class mail should be sent by Friday, priority mail by Saturday, and priority mail express by December 23rd. If you're shipping via FedEx, ground service with home delivery can still be sent by tomorrow. UPS says to check its website for delivery estimates, but warns as Christmas nears, shipping costs will go up. Sports news this morning. Multiple reports say that Las Vegas will host Super Bowl 58, which is set to take place in February 2024. The NFL and the Las Vegas Raiders have not yet commented on the reports. An official announcement is expected to come tomorrow after the NFL owners meeting in Dallas. The next two Super Bowls are scheduled to take place in SoFi Stadium in February, that's down in LA, and Glendale, Arizona in 2023. In entertainment news, chart-topping country artist Midland is returning to Bakersfield next year. Now, this is file video of the trio performing at the Kern County Fair back in 2017. Midland will perform on Saturday, April 9th at the Dignity Health Amphitheater at the Park at Riverwalk. Tickets will go on sale on Friday.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.